Hello, my name is Beneath, and welcome back to Minecraft video. Today I'm currently in add-on testing world, where I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of add-ons we use on Minecraft. So I actually made a video on this quite recently, like a month ago, but we actually added a bunch of new add-ons on Minecraft since then, so I'm just going to show you guys all the new ones that we've added. So let's go check them out. Alright guys, so let's start up here with the resource packs. So first we have Minecraft pineapples. So this basically allows us to change the texture of the golden apple to regular pineapple and enchanted pineapple, just like the regular golden apple and enchanted golden apple. So these are just retextured versions of the golden apple and enchanted golden apple. So let's take a look at these two in our inventory. They look pretty cool. I actually made these textures myself, and my friend, I'll leave his channel link in the description down below, Palm Programmer actually made these for me, which is super cool. You take a look at these in my hand, you throw them on the ground. Well, not both at the same time, but you can see, if I throw this on the ground, the cool texture of the pineapple. The enchanted one actually I think looks really cool with all the the purple around it and stuff. Alright guys, so let's look at the next showcase now. Over here we have Mop Heads, which is pretty cool. But first, I wanted to explain that this little gold block at the top of the stand, basically, it means that any stand that we have that has a gold block on top means we're going to make a separate video about it. So just stay tuned for those videos in the future. Anyways, so we got Mop Heads over here. So we got this little chicken head and the guardian head, which I actually showed this pack in the last video, but just wanted to show it off again. You can take out a villager spawn egg, and you can place one down right there. So you actually just kill him real quick. You can see he actually drops a villager head for his profession and his basically where he is in the world. So the plain villager, forever villagers. There's like 6 types of villagers, and basically they all drop their own heads. So you can see we have a plains villager cleric, which is pretty cool. Anyways guys, I'm just going to place this head down right here and move on to the next one. Over here we've got mini blocks, which is pretty cool. And as you can see, you also have a gold block up here, I'll make a video on this one as well. But we actually have a coal mini block and a warped nylium mini block. But you can see that the coal mini block is way more detailed than the warped nylium. And that has to do with the fact that this is a 16 by 16 bit pixel texture, and this one is just an 8 by 8, so basically there are a lot smaller textures on this one than this one. And the reason for that is that this pack has 2 versions of mini blocks. There's a 16-bit mini block texture and an 8-bit mini block texture, so basically there's 2 different texture versions. Let me show you how this pack works. We can open this chest right here and take out all these items into our inventory. We just take these things out, and you can see these are all named as well, the dyes and everything. And I'll explain what these are in a moment. So basically, each of these do a different function to the mini block. So for example, texture switch, which is the magenta dye, can actually change the texture of the mini block. So like I said, the 16-bit and the 8-bit, I can use this to actually change the texture from 16 to 8-bit. So you can see now it's at a 16-bit texture. It's like the full resolution, like a real block. I can make this coal into a smaller, just 8-bit texture. I can keep doing that as much as I like, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's basically, these dyes don't actually get used up when you use them on the mini blocks, which is pretty cool. Next, we can go to the micro block, which shrinks it, so we can have a tiny mini block, so super tiny mini block right here. We got a tiny one here, tiny one there, and the gray, which is just a mini, makes it the normal mini size, and the mega actually makes them really big, like a full-size block in Minecraft, which is pretty awesome. But they're like actually not blocks; they're just like ghost blocks, basically. And the thing about these dyes, you don't actually have to name them. I just did that to show off for the video. Next, you can actually take this red dye, which actually aligns the mini block, so it's like straight. So you can see this one goes to a flat position, and just like regular block in Minecraft, this one can do the same. You can see they are just flat on the floor facing you, which is pretty cool. The next one is rotation. So rotate X, rotate Y, and rotate Z. So you can take out the green one to rotate X, and that will actually just spin it a direction. This one goes the X coordinate direction, it rotate it, and then the Y rotates it like that, and then the Z rotates it like that, which is pretty cool. Now I can actually take out these top dyes in my inventory and just move these over here and show what these do. So these actually move the block in the world, so we can move it the positive X direction. So that will move it this way, which is positive X, and you move it back with the brown dye to move it negative X, and then the pink dye moves it up with Y, so plus Y, So positive Y, and then the purple dye moves it down, so negative Y. That will move it down the world. Then we have positive Z, which will move it this way, so plus Z, and then this one will move it minus Z in the world, so this way. Which is pretty cool, and we can do that with any mini block or any size or anything as well, so that's how the mini blocks work. So now you may be wondering, how do I actually get these mini blocks in my world? So what you can do is get a wandering trader, or, oh, here's a spawn egg, go find one in your world and basically find them and trade with them. So here's one right here. If I move these llamas out of the way, you can see, got a wandering trader, and you can see all the mini blocks I can trade for right now. So we got a merchant lamp, chiseled polished blackstone mini block, mycelium, mossy cobblestone, and crimson planks. So you can actually trade for all those. It also keeps all these trades just in case you want to use these or something, which is good as well. So this is just like Java Edition for Hermitcraft. So what I'm going to need to do is actually get one emerald and one whatever block I want to trade. So let's say I'm going to get mossy cobblestone. Alright guys, so now I've got my mossy cobblestone. I can go over to my wandering trader and trade with them for it. So I just click on here and I can trade one time for one emerald and one mossy cobblestone, and it will give me 8 mossy cobblestone mini blocks. And I can do this up to 3 times, which will give me a total of 24 for the most you can get per trader to get a for mini block wise. Place this guy down, you can see it is a mossy cobblestone block. So if I just take out the texture switch magenta dye and put it onto the mini block, I can change the texture from the 8-bit mossy cobblestone to the 16-bit mossy cobblestone, which is pretty cool. And that, guys, is how you get mini blocks in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. And all these packs, actually this one and the Mop Heads over here, are both by Foxy No Tail. And I'll have a link to in the description below how to get these, and later in the video I'll show you guys actually where to download them. Anyways guys, let's move on to the next one. Over here we got different stems, which is basically just different colored stems for the pumpkin and the melon. So over here we got like a green stem for the melon and an orange one for pumpkin. This is where you can tell the difference between which one is which. So yeah, that is basically different stems. It's pretty small, but it is kind of useful for farms, and also just looks cool. Anyways guys, let's move on to the next one. So over here we have unique dyes, which is actually basically showed off in the mini blocks over there with the dyes, but this is actually basically custom shapes for the dyes. You can see that these pink shape, the shape for the pink, magenta, purple, gray. I think that's all actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is all. No, wait, lime as well. So pink, magenta, purple, lime, and gray all have different shapes, for you can actually tell the difference. Because actually, most of these I think were actually the same texture before in vanilla Minecraft. This just adds a few new cool shapes for dyes. Anyways guys, let's move on to the next one. So over here we actually have quieter sounds. So this just makes all the sounds in Minecraft a little quieter. So not all of them, but some of them, such as water, fire, minecarts, shulker boxes, and what's it called? Nether portals, and then in this chest some mobs. So let's start off by actually turning off this background music. I'll stop talking and we can actually just listen to what these sound like now. Alright guys, that was quieter sound, so let's move on to the next one, which is up here. So we have sticky piston sides, lower fire, and transparent pumpkin. So starting off over here with sticky piston sides, you can see the parts of the sides of the sticky piston are actually sticky, so you can actually tell that's a sticky piston. This was in my last video as well. So this is just a little texture change. Over here, we got lower fire, which is just a 1 block tall fire instead of a 1.5 block tall fire, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And over here, we got transparent pumpkin. So if you take out this little pumpkin over here, and then just take this out and put this right on my head, you can see that I can still see in like the darker parts, like the darker black parts of it, I can still see that. It's not completely black. It's still visible, which is pretty useful and cool for like in the end and stuff. You can actually still kind of see. Alright guys, so moving on down here to the next one. We have quick crafting and we have trading plus. Start off with crafting. We can take out the 64 stone, put it in our inventory, go over to this crafting table, and we can actually craft something, let's say stone bricks, really fast. This is actually most useful for like iPhones and Android and stuff, for like iOS or anything like that that's on your phone. You can actually click this little crafting manual over here, this little book, and it'll automatically craft it for you. So on the computer and on console edition, I'm pretty sure you can actually just quick craft using some key thing. So I can just do shift clicking things. But for phones and stuff, that's not possible. So this is actually for people on the ground who have phones and stuff. You can actually craft things quicker. So that's pretty useful if you're on a phone or anything like that. So you can just get blocks and stuff I want. Well, a lot easier than just tapping on the screen. So now moving on to Trading Plus. So we actually go to this librarian villager over here, and you can see that he actually has some stuff over here. We got book, emerald book, and a enchanted book, which is selling punch 1. So and actually in vanilla Minecraft, you can't actually see any of this text, so it doesn't render the text. So you can't see what book you're actually going to be trading for the level 2 part of your trade. So basically, what this pack does is puts down the name of the book for you can actually take a look and see what you're going to be getting. Super useful if you're trading for villagers and stuff and you want to get the right one. So like this one, I know it's going to be punch 1. So that is what the Trading Plus pack does. So now moving on over here to this next one. We got texture fixes, and what this actually does is actually changes the texture a little bit of stuff in the game. So like there's some texture fixes for the observer. You can see the top of it. It's a little bit smoother, more like Java Edition. Over here, and the inside of this brewing stand, there's some texture fixes on these little bottles over there. And then over here, we have the more looking like Java Edition sign, which is a little bit different over there. And then we have a hotbar offset fix, which means that those little texture fix on my hotbar by the hearts. And then over here, we have a hoe fix, which actually makes the texture on the side of the hoe a little bit more the right color, actually, because this used to be darker, which didn't make any sense to the other tools and stuff, which is pretty cool. And they have some mob texture fixes. So we go over this button, click this up here. I can summon these 3 mobs. So we have a Elder Guardian, who just gave me a very loud effect. Then over here we have a Blaze, which has some fixes on the bottom of his feet. And then both the Guardians, we have a regular Guardian over here, has fixes on their tail. They used to have some floating textures on top of their tail, which are now fixed due to this texture fix, which is pretty cool. You can just click this button and get rid of the annoying noises. So let's go over here to the next one, which is actually behavior packs now. So that is all the resource packs we use in the realm, so we're moving on to the behavior packs. Alright guys, so this is actually the advanced armor stand Addon, and you can see this gold block, which means we make a video on it. But actually I already made a video on this. I've made this video, this is my last video. So I'll put a card on screen right now if you guys go check it out. But actually, finish watching this video first go see it, please. But anyway, let's see. Take a look at this pack. So we got a golden carrot, a spider eye, and a slime ball. So we're going to take these out of their item frames. And we can actually put these on all the armor stands. Just take this golden carrot to the armor stand, give it to it, and it will actually make it invisible, which is pretty cool. So it's actually still there if I just grab a quick little grass block or dirt block up here. You can see it is holding one right now, and it's just invisible. Go over here to this guy. It actually shrinks the armor stand. You can see that it is now shorter and like a little baby guy armor stand, which is pretty cool. And the slime ball actually makes the armor stand float in midair, so levitate. So I break the block below it. it will still be able to levitate in the air, which is also pretty cool. And again, guys, I actually already made a video on this, so you guys can go back and check this out on my channel. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. So over here, we got crafting tweaks. This is actually just edits to the crafting recipes and stuff of items. So over here, we can see we got universal dyeing, we got straight to shapeless, we have blackstone cobblestone, and we have more bark. So let's start off with universal dyeing. We take the items out of this chest. We got black dye, and we have 8 yellow stained glass. So this actually affects glass, concrete powder, and just regular wool. And we can go over here and we can actually make some black stained glass, which is basically not possible in below Minecraft. We can take colored glass and craft it into actually regular black glass, which is pretty cool. And that gives us 8 black stained glass. Alright, next is straight to shapeless. We just take out this wheat out of this chest, and I can actually go in my inventory to do this. So what this basically does is lets you craft things like wheat in shulker boxes just in your 4x4 grid in your inventory. So I can just make some bread easily just like that without me having it to be in a row, which is pretty useful for when you're trying to like craft shulkers or something in the end. Next we got blackstone cobblestone. I can just take out some blackstone and some redstone out of this chest right here, go into the crafting table, and I actually craft a little dropper right here using blackstone. That's how you craft it. Take it out, and there we go. We got a nice little dropper in our inventory now using blackstone, which is pretty cool. And finally, we have more bark. I can just take out some spruce logs out of this chest right here, go over to the crafting bench, and actually just make some spruce wood. And it basically allows me to get, using 4, I actually get 4 spruce wood. So basically, every single log equals 1 spruce wood, which is super useful for resource gathering and stuff, because spruce wood takes a lot of stuff to craft, and it just makes it very annoying when you just get like way less wood from this type of spruce wood instead of the log. So I just craft this up, and I will get 64 spruce wood, which is pretty cool. Same amount of logs I started off with. Alright guys, so let's move on to the next one. So we've got Spectator Mode, which is pretty cool. As you can see, the gold block at the top means I'm making a video on this in the future. So let's go on the chest and take out these items. So we got a diamond, iron ingot, and a golden carrot. So actually, I have a diamond, iron ingot, golden carrot. So basically what you can do is you can take out this diamond, crouch with it, and it'll activate camera mode, which means I can fly around in adventure mode actually is what I'm in, so I can't break blocks or anything like that. But I can still fly around and look at stuff, which is basically the point of spectator mode. And for filming and stuff, of course. I can also actually use the golden carrot by crouching down or moving downwards with it to give me the power of the conduit power, so I can see underwater, and night vision, so I can actually see during the nighttime, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, the iron ingot will deactivate all that stuff and allow me to go back into survival mode. And that's basically kind of not that useful in like spectator mode version of it, basically, but the diamond and the golden carrot are. But I have had some problems with my Spectre accounts on the realm where I will relog actually, and it will just actually not let me fly, and I have to actually deactivate and then reactivate my spectator account, which is not that great. So that's kind of the point of the iron ingot for why you're going to need it for your spectator. But I'll actually go on in more detail in another video in the future about how to set this up for your realm or anything, or your server, and what's the best way to actually go about it. I'll explain that in another video, like I said. Anyways, guys, let's move on to the next one. Over here, we have a bunch of stuff. We got double shulker shells, anti-enderman grief, multiplayer sleep, mob deaths, and dragon drops. So we can start off over here with double shulker shells. Just take out this shulker box over here. We actually probably should go in creative mode, which is what this does. This does. This takes me into creative mode, so I don't get killed by the shulker. Take out the shulker, place him down, and I can actually just kill him, and you can see that I get 2 shulker shells. This actually happens every time. If you do this again, just kill the shulker, my netherite sword, and I actually get 2 every single time, which is pretty cool. But there is an issue with shulker mob heads and this pack in survival mode. So basically what happens is that when you kill shulker, it will always drop 2 shells, and it'll drop the shulker mob head. So you can't actually get a shulker mob head in survival for this pack, which is too bad. Alright, moving on to anti-enderman grief, and actually take out an enderman spawn egg. in my inventory and just place this guy down. Also get out a grass block maybe, and just give this to him if he's gonna come back. So if I just place this down, spawn an Enderman right there, he won't actually pick it up. So they don't pick up blocks. The Endermen just kind of don't pick up anything. So they basically don't have an inventory, which is pretty good for all kinds of stuff. You don't like mess up your builds and stuff like that. Alright guys, so now we're moving on to the multiplayer sleep. I actually have Chicken with me now to help me with that, because he can sleep and stuff. So basically, just click this button over here, make it night, and he will sleep. As you can see, just sleeping. You can see in the chat, it says he's sleeping, and it shifts to night, which is pretty cool. And now, yes, very exciting. Now, actually, I can try it as well. So basically, skip the night again. And now I will try sleeping in the bed, and you can see the sky moves down, which is pretty epic. Next, let's move on to mob deaths. So first, I'm just going to take out these two spawn eggs, basically. And you can go over here to the button up here, which will activate a little thing on the sidebar. So it says the number of mob deaths so far on this world. We have 1 Guardian, 1 Elder Guard, and 1 Blade, which is all from over there when we killed them during the resource packs. And 2 Shulkers from just over here when we did the Shulker shells. So basically, we take out a skeleton. You can see he'll just die on his own as well. Well, unless he goes in the water. Okay, he's smart skeleton then. So this one, if I just kill him myself, you can see it will go up as a skeleton in the mob deaths. We can also do the same thing with him without the killing by me. We can just have him wait here while he burns without being killed by me. Just wait for him to die. There we go. And you can see that it also appears in the number of mob deaths. And like basically how high it goes up, the highest ones of the numbers stay on the top of the list. We got Skeleton Shulker at the top because we killed 2 skeletons. Now we can kill a zombified piglin. Just kill him. You can see he's also on the list. So yeah, that's basically how this works. Anytime a hostile mob dies, it'll basically just appear on that number of mob deaths list, which is pretty cool. You can actually turn off this mob death screen whenever you want to, and turn it on whenever you want to. So if I don't want the screen on, because it's kind of annoying, I can go over to chat, type in /function md / no_display, and that will actually just turn off that, which is super cool. And then you turn it on again whenever you want to, just doing /function md / display. Alright guys, so now let's move on to the next one, which is drag and drops. So let's head over to this end portal and go and see the dragon. So here we are in the end. And you can fly over here to the dragon and this command block over here. Wait for him to come a little bit closer maybe. I guess that's fine. Yeah, I guess he is coming closer. Just click this button right here, which will actually kill the dragon. And you can see he actually dropped this elytra and this dragon egg. Wait for this sound to stop. Turn that down in the editing process. That's super loud. But yeah, we got an elytra and a dragon egg, which is addition to the actual dragon egg that would usually be right here on your first ever dragon kill. So yeah, that's how the dragon drop works. Basically, it drops a elytra and a dragon egg. Just super cool. You can hop back into this portal to the overworld. Alright guys, so that's actually all the showcases I have for you today. So let's go and check out where you guys can download these add-ons for your Minecraft worlds. Alright guys, the first website you're going to want to go to is foxynotil.com. I'll actually link the website to this in the description down below if you guys can just click on it, nice and easy. So let me just scroll down here to the menu blocks, and you can see that you can download these right here. And then we have the Mop Heads, and then below that we have the custom armor stands and Spectator Mode. So those are all the add-ons on Fox's website that we actually use on Pinecraft that I just showed you guys in all the showcases. So you're going to want to download mini blocks, below that Mob Heads, custom armor stands, and Spectator Modes if you want to download the same packs as us. Of course, you can download these other packs too if you want, because they're also very good. So yeah, this is Foxy Notil's website. All you have to do to download these is click this little orange line, and it will actually take you to the download place. You just click on this little blue text, and this will be on all of those, and you just click on that, and it will automatically download it to your Minecraft worlds. Oh yeah, by the way guys, for the mini blocks, I did not mention that I actually helped work on making these, some of the textures. So me and VisionPlot192, we both made these 8-bit texture files for the mini blocks. He actually made most of them, so I have to give him more credit than me, but still, we both worked together on making these awesome mini block textures for the 8-bit ones, the 8 pixel, which is pretty cool. And it was really cool process and experience to work on an add-on with somebody else. Alright guys, so that's actually all the add-ons that are on Fox's website that we use. So let's head over to the next website, which is Bedrock Tweaks. So we head over here to Bedrock Tweaks. This is basically a website very similar to Vanilla Tweaks on Java Edition, but for Bedrock Edition. It has most of the stuff on Java Vanilla Tweaks that we can get on Bedrock. Alright, so you can see that we have resource packs, add-ons, and crafting tweaks. We're going to go to resource packs first. Just click on this, and it will redirect you to a new tab. So I'm actually going to show you guys all the stuff that we use on Pinecraft and which ones we use to download, but you guys can actually click on any of these you want to download them. So this is like a long list of stuff you can download, which is really cool. So we're going to start off all the stuff we do in Pinecraft. So we got different stems up here. That's something I showed in the showcase video. I showed all these in showcase videos. You just saw it. We got different stems. We can go down here to unique dyes, which also use in Pinecraft. Below here, we don't use any of these terrain ones. None of these. You can use these though, but we don't use these in Pinecraft. We use a lot of peace and quiet. So we have quieter gas, quieter minecarts, quieter villagers, quieter fire, quieter nether portals, quieter water, quieter endermen, quieter cows, and quieter shulker boxes. And then below here, we have utility. We use sticky piston sides here, and I think that's all for here. Yeah, that's all. And unobstructive, we can go down here to transparent pumpkin overlay, which is what we use in Pinecraft. Lower fire, and that is all that we use on here. Then down below here, we can go past this part, and past this one as well. Wait, no, this one we actually has crafting tweaks, trading plus for the GUI, and then below here we have menu parameters, which we don't use. Now the retro stuff, we don't need any of these things. Of course, you can download these, like I said, any of these you want. We don't use any of these. Down here to the very bottom, we got fixes. So we use a lot of fixes as well. We have Japa observers, Japa signs, hotbar offset fix, blaze rod fix, brewing stand icons fix. We have the hoe fix, villager, not that one, hoe fix, guardian pixel fix, and that is all the ones we actually use. Alright guys, so next thing you need to do is click download. If you want to download all these packs, just click that, and it will actually put these all together in their own pack, and it will take it to your Minecraft game, which is pretty cool. And like I said before, guys, you can actually click any of these you want to download them. This is just the ones that we use on Pinecraft. So next, let's go back to Bedrock Tweaks, the main tab over here, and we go over here to Add-ons. We click this over here. That will redirect us to a new tab again, and we click on all the add-ons we use in Pinecraft for this website. So start off over here, we got Count Mob Deaths. We have Anti-Enderman Grief, Double Sugar Shell. This one actually lists a lot shorter. We got Drag and Drops. And that is actually not all. Multiplayer Sleep, of course. And yeah, that is all. So we just have these 5 to download. And just same thing like I said before, just click download over here. It'll take it to your Minecraft game. And that is all the add-ons we use for Pinecraft over here. We can also take it back to the website again. Click on Crafting Tweaks right over here. Click that. And it will open a new tab taking us to all the crafting tweaks that you can download. And again, download any of this stuff. But what we use on Pinecraft is Universal Dyeing, Straight to Shadeless, Blackstone Cobblestone. Below that is going to be more bark. And that is all the stuff we use for crafting on Pinecraft for the crafting tweaks. And like I said, you can just click download it here on the side. It will take it to your Minecraft game, and you can just upload it to your worlds. So now that is actually almost everything we have on Pinecraft except for one pack, which is actually made by my friend, Han Programmer, and like I said before, I'll link his channel in the description up below. Definitely check him out. He has lots of cool add-ons you can download on his channel, so you can go over there as well. But I'm going to put a download to the Pinecraft Pineapples pack. Basically, it turns the golden apples to pineapples in the description down below. With all these websites, actually, will be in the description down below if you can download all the stuff you want. And yeah, you can download the pineapples in the description down below as well for your worlds. Alright guys, I'll hop back over here to Minecraft, and we already looked at all the showcases for all the add-ons, showed you guys where to download them and how to do it. And like I said before, the links for all the websites will be down in the description below. You can check them out and download them for yourself. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video, not episode. We're not in Pinecraft. But like I said guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. So thank you very much for watching. Comment down below, like, subscribe, slap the notification bell, and do all the other stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next Minecraft video.